Windows, for many years, has had some MIDI files, MIDI format files, as part of the distribution. And recently I decided to add the MIDI file playing process to the software that I've been working on for a while. Anyway, so let's use, I've used FL Studio here, open the MIDI file, and if I just hit play, you can hear what it sounds like. So that's basically the MIDI file. It's been on Windows distribution with Windows for over, what, 20 years? It's not new. And so what I've done on my my web page here is I worked on this step sequencer, and then added a capability to drag and drop MIDI file. So this is actually what you see here is the MIDI file been loaded into the step sequencer. So I have all the tracks here. So what I've done is I have the output group. So I have the output group going to my MIDI interface, and that then is looped back physically back into the FL Studio inputs, into these inputs here. And so each of these basically takes input from just one of those MIDI channels and then plays it. So I'm using this Flex VST as my General Midi device currently. I tried to find some other General Midi devices. I'm sure I have at least two, but at the moment I'm just using this FL Studio. So this is the step player. I modified it to, this is a step player, modified it so it supports MIDI files. So what we can do here is we've set it up so that, again, the output group is mostly sending to the MIDI channel that's being looped back. I've also taken one of the channels, MIDI out, and it should basically come out, instead of going to the no, wrong one. No, that's very default out. So instead of going to the MIDI loopback cable, it's going to the local interface. Local interface basically loops it back internally. So this is set to be on the local input in Omni mode, so it makes it a little bit easier. So basically the fiddle track should appear here. And so I can use an oscillator and a speaker from the web page to listen to that's track there. Now the step sequencer also obviously has its own output, which is basically the topmost value in a column, where the column is basically filled in by the first few bars of the selected instrument in the tune. So anyway, let's make some noise. So remember what it sounded like a moment ago. If I can adjust the volume, so it'll auto restart. So I made it so that when it gets to the end of the tune, it puts the position back to the beginning, but I need to turn it off basically and turn it back on again. So I'm quite happy with the As a MIDI player, file player seems to be doing reasonably well. I don't think anything is really missed. It's got some issues maybe, but it's basically okay. So again, this is the first few bars, 12 bars of the tune, which that fiddle does have some outputs. We can go back and listen to it again. So it just will repeat that bit on this output here. So these bars here are not related to where the rest of the music's playing, but it shows a step sequencer just looping around. So here we go, it'll go back to beginning again. Now the thing about the step sequencer output, which is here, I said if the note is too short, it doesn't register because each of these is a beat, so like an eighth note doesn't actually play, unfortunately. So we can listen to that again, where we use this just at the start. Ready, steady, go. So again, it'll repeat those bars. I think it's 12. I've set it up for the moment. Better over here on the MIDI track. So this bit doesn't support pitch bend or any of the aftertouch things. It's just a simple CV, so it doesn't quite keep up with the MIDI data. Also, the MIDI data here is cycling around multiple notes, which this obviously can only play one of the note at the moment. It's only set to play one at a time at the moment. I can actually change that to be whoops, no, local's right. Just use one MIDI channel, so that should make it only play one note and one of the notes on that channel. Will that turn it off? Maybe I'll set it to 6. Okay, it's fiddles on channel 6. We'll see. Back on me. Oh, there it goes. Looks like 5 did work. Yeah, I gotta have a all notes off when you disconnect, so it goes silent and suppose when you do that. Otherwise, that's all working fine. So let's just refresh the page from scratch and just show how easy it is to set it up. So what I could do, you can't see this, but I can just drag There we go, just drag the file onto MIDI file onto the page. It created a sequencer, and then I have to come in here and change the output group to use the MIDI interface, and then power it up. Yeah, all notes off. So I clicked on the stop on the FL Studio page. So yeah, I think it's I think I succeeded in getting MIDI file player working. There's some fine tuning I'm trying to get done, but otherwise it's working really well. So if you enjoy this sort of software demo, feel free to subscribe, etc. Everybody seems to be saying that nowadays, so it's sort of a fairly boring thing to do. Yeah, so the framework for the web page was done 10 years ago. So this has been out there for 10 years. This is obviously I've just reworked a lot of it in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So you can see different stages of development. My various videos I've put out recently. So anyway, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Game starts in about 12 hours. So he's signing off.